John Deacon, the quiet and soft-spoken bassist of Queen, has lived most of his post-fame life away from the public eye. Unlike his flamboyant bandmates, Freddie Mercury, Brian May, and Roger Taylor, Deacon never sought the spotlight. His calm demeanor and reserved nature made him the silent backbone of one of the greatest rock bands in history. But now, at 73, after decades of silence, John Deacon has finally confirmed what fans have long suspected about his Queen bandmates, and his truth is both emotional and heartbreaking. Born in Leicester, England in 1951, John Deacon was never the typical rock star. When he joined Queen in 1971, he was an electronics student, quiet but brilliant. His technical skills and steady bass lines helped shape Queen's signature sound. While Freddie Mercury and Brian May often grabbed the headlines, it was Deacon who grounded the band, both musically and personally. Songs like Another One Bites the Dust, You're My Best Friend, and I Want to Break Free were all his creations, proof that behind his humble nature lay an extraordinary talent. Despite being one of the most successful musicians of his generation, John Deacon never seemed comfortable with fame. Even during Queen's meteoric rise, he was the one who avoided interviews, rarely gave public statements, and stayed out of controversies. Freddie Mercury's explosive energy and Brian May's leadership often defined the band's image, while Deacon preferred to stay in the background, letting his music speak for him. However, everything changed after Freddie Mercury's death in 1991. Freddie's passing devastated Deacon in ways that few understood. The two had shared a close and deeply respectful friendship. Freddie often relied on John's calmness when tensions rose in the band. When Freddie was gone, Deacon felt that Queen could never be the same again. He famously said, "There is no Queen without Freddie." In the years that followed, as Brian May and Roger Taylor continued performing under the Queen name with various singers, John quietly walked away. He refused to participate in tours, interviews, or public events. Fans speculated endlessly about his reasons. Some believed he was bitter, others thought he simply couldn't bear to relive the past. For years, Deacon remained silent, living a reclusive life in South London with his wife Veronica and their 6 children. Now, after decades of speculation, John Deacon has finally confirmed the truth in a rare statement shared through close friends, and it's deeply emotional. According to those who have spoken with him, Deacon admitted that the bond between the original Queen members was beautiful but fragile. He revealed that Freddie's death was the end of the road for him musically, explaining that performing without him felt empty and unnatural. Deacon reportedly said, "Freddie was not just the frontman, so he was the heartbeat. Everything revolved around him. When he was gone, so was the magic." Those words confirmed what many fans had always suspected, that John's departure wasn't about ego or disagreement, but pure heartbreak. He also opened up about his relationship with Brian May and Roger Taylor. While he expressed admiration for their continued passion for music, he admitted that he could never find peace in performing Queen's songs without Freddie. "I have no resentment," he said, "but I don't belong on that stage anymore. My memories of Queen live in a time that cannot return." Those close to Deacon describe him as a man who lives quietly and modestly, often avoiding public appearances. He still follows the band's activities from afar but chooses not to involve himself directly. Despite his withdrawal, he remains financially comfortable thanks to the royalties from Queen's catalog, particularly his own hit, Another One Bites the Dust, which remains one of the most streamed rock songs in history.